almost 2 decades, Mario Kart's been several laps ahead of the kart racing competition, but before the motorbikes and plastic steering wheels and blue Koopa shells, this was its starting line. This is the original Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and if its emphasis on actual racing isn't enough to convince you that Super Mario Kart is still one of the plumber's finest performances on the racetrack, its lack of blue freaking Koopa shells should be. Released for the Super Nintendo in 1992, Super Mario Kart occupies an important place within gaming history. Not only did it get the engine roaring for one of the most successful series in gaming, but it literally created its own genre as well. This was the first kart racer ever made, a blueprint that's since been copied from muffler to headlights. Of course, the reason this game was so influential is that it offered a fun and exciting new twist on racing games. Playing as characters from the Super Mario series, you race on a variety of courses also inspired by Nintendo's flagship franchise. And there are several cups to choose from, and each one takes you through 5 different tracks ranging from the rickety wooden planks of Ghost Valley to the bumpy dirt roads of Donut Plains. You race against 7 other characters, and the one with the most points after 5 races wins the cup. Super Mario Kart was really unlike any racer before it, and as much as that had to do with the colorful courses and characters, the racing itself is what made the game so special. Nintendo gave the mechanics of traditional racing games an overhaul in Super Mario Kart, adding techniques like power sliding and hopping, as well as the ability to use items like banana peels against your competitors, a feature that's since become a staple of the series and has always made it especially conducive to multiplayer. Of course, later iterations of Mario Kart would elaborate on the use of items, and in some cases, maybe a bit too far. And that makes this original game feel even better by contrast. Case in point, as I mentioned, no blue Koopa shell in Super Mario Kart. But the appeal of this game is about more than what isn't there. It's also about what is there and what makes this Mario Kart stand out among its sequels. Specifically, the concept of collecting coins throughout the race is unique to Super Mario Kart. The more you collect, the faster your kart can go, and since crashing causes you to lose them, it adds a whole nother dynamic to the racing, not to mention roots Mario Kart into something a bit more Super Mario. More generally speaking, Super Mario Kart also has a much clearer focus on racing, and that's reflected in the game's track design. Where newer Mario Kart games have gone for more over-the-top courses, the tracks in the original seem a lot more focused on providing a competitive core racing experience. Each course has plenty of quirks and angles that, if you can master them, can cut seconds off your lap times. And in Super Mario Kart, every second is precious. Even though the game's almost 2 decades old, Super Mario Kart also holds its own in terms of features and content. You can unlock an additional cup and difficulty level in the single-player mode, which is comprised of both Grand Prix and time trials. The game also includes multiplayer support for 2 players, highlighted of course by the legendary Super Mario Kart Battle Mode. Super Mario Kart's a very important game, but what's more, it's also a very good game. The music, gameplay, and general concept have been spawning sequels and clones for years, and for better or worse, this game also marks the very first Mario spin-off. Until this point, the Super Mario characters were primarily relegated to the main Super Mario series, but Super Mario Kart really paved the way for all the Smash Brothers and Mario parties and sports games to come. An outstanding and addictive racer even today, there just aren't many games as influential, as inspired, and as fun to play as the iconic and blue shell-less Super Mario Kart.